So when we increase structure, we decrease our overwhelm. And what do I mean by structure? I just simply mean having a plan and knowing what the heck is going on, because oftentimes we just don't. So to answer the question, why do we get overwhelmed and anxious when we have things to do? It's really just we try to consume everything all at once. It's like I thought of this off the cuff, so it's probably like a weak metaphor or a weak comparison. It's like a slow computer trying to run a complex action, or if you pull out like an original iPhone and you tried to have it run like Apple AI today, like it would crash and burn and internally combust. It struggles, and our brain is the same way. When we try to consume and do things all at once, especially things that we haven't done before, we haven't created neural pathways for them, we're going to struggle. And so I know for me, if I don't see a way to get there to my end destination, it's chaos. So this is kind of building off of our last section of videos where we're talking about stopping, thinking, planning out the destination, and then building backwards the steps to get there. So we get overwhelmed too frequently when we see where to go, but we don't know how to get there because we're not thinking in steps. Okay. So let me give you a kind of funny example. So just over a year ago, my wife and I moved here to Boise, where we live currently, from where we had been at school in college, finishing up our undergrads. And this was like our first time moving into our own apartment because prior to that, we had lived in student apartments. So everything was provided for us. And then we had managed student apartments. So we kind of lived in what used to be a student apartment transformed into kind of the management apartment. So again, it had everything provided for us. So we didn't have to get any extra things other than like our furniture. Um, so we moved into this apartment. We had to get all our stuff here, which was crazy. But the day we moved in, we opened up this big closet in the main area. And I'm like, oh, wow, cool. We have all this storage space. So glad because we had a lot of stuff. And my mother-in-law was there helping us. And she goes, oh, yeah, we'll need to get you a washer and dryer. And I almost lose it. I literally almost started crying because it's something I'd never done before. And I freaked out. And you can ask my wife about it. It was bad. I just started freaking out because I didn't know what to do. I was so overwhelmed by the fact that we had to go get that, and had no idea how to connect them. I didn't know what I needed in a washing machine and dryer. Low key getting emotional thinking about it and sharing this much of a story. But when I sat down and thought about it, and we figured it out. We figured out where to buy one on Facebook Marketplace. We figured out, what we needed to hook it up and get all the extra connections. It was way simple. And looking back, it's silly that I was so overwhelmed and anxious about it because of how simple it was. But it's because I was immediately just trying to understand how to have the entire thing complete, like by the snap of my fingers, which wasn't going to happen, especially when it's something you've never done before. But when I understood the pathway to get there, all of a sudden, it was easy. It was so simple. And so creating the journey, like I said, that creates the clear path, creates a clear mind. Clear journey, clear creates, the journey creates the clarity, and clarity creates the calm. Because you essentially remove the unknowns in your mind by creating them. You literally have power over it. It's like, even if you just have to put placeholders in, like, I'm going to do it this way, your brain's going to be like, okay, like I don't have to worry about it because I'm going to do these things. So it's no longer stressful because you know exactly how to accomplish the thing. Obviously, the more realistic the things that you're going to do, the better, and the longer that calm is going to last. But it truly works. Just insert something, a way to get there. Let your brain think through it so it can be calm. And it just takes a minute. And so let's walk just through an example. I think one that would freak anybody out. And that would be speaking in public. If you knew you had to speak in public at some event, regardless of who you are as a person, say there's like going to be 1,000 people there watching you, that would make you some kind of nervous, anxious, overwhelmed by it. So why? Because most of us have never done that before. We don't know how to approach it. Okay. So if we start to think through it, we know that our end goal is, let's say our end goal is to deliver a message that moves people. Okay. And that can be overwhelming. So how do we get there? That's a question mark. Well, what the people that are going to be at the event, who are they? What things would move them? And we start to think through this, So we figure out a topic that relates to these people that we can talk about. You write a message, practice it, polish it, and we do the thing. And so, some of you may think like, oh, well, Nathan, that's just like so simple. Like, you're simplifying. It's not, it's way easier said than done. And yes, that's true, but at the same time, like you're gonna have to do these things anyways. Give yourself the mental capacity to be able to do them. And the best way to do it is to create the flow, the way you're going to get there. So it's not just about getting these things done, okay? It's about protecting your mental well-being in the process. So I hope that you're starting to see how the steps from the previous section, and if you're not really remembering them well, I would recommend going and watching those videos again, those little pieces, and then connecting them to see how they work here, to see how those little things create that mental well-being, how they remove the stress of trying to do it all at once. Okay, and then come back and jump into the next video, creating focus in the present.